A local church is going solar. Air quality is being improved at several Tacoma event locations, and a unique cleanup takes place in Commencement Bay. All that and more just ahead on Tacoma Report. Hi, and welcome to this edition of Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor. It's summertime, and even though the Puget Sound area is known for its relatively mild summers, we can experience periods of extreme high temperatures. So here are some tips to staying safe and healthy during periods of extreme heat. If possible, find air conditioning. Avoid strenuous activities and exercise. Even the most physically fit can succumb to heat stroke and other heat-related illness. Wear light clothing. Check on family members and neighbors. Older adults, children, sick or overweight individuals are at greater risk from extreme heat. Drink plenty of fluids. Watch for heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. Never leave people or pets in a closed car, not even for brief periods. Even with the windows cracked open, the temperature inside a vehicle can get dangerous very quickly. The City of Tacoma will operate cooling centers during periods of extreme heat. To find a cooling center near you, please visit cityoftacoma.org. Tacoma Water wants to remind customers to check their mailboxes. The 2020 Water Quality Report will be arriving soon. The report is your chance to learn more about how Tacoma Water keeps your drinking water safe and reliable. From monitoring and testing to conservation efforts happening right now in the Green River watershed. To learn more about the quality of your drinking water or to read the report online, head to mytpu.org/waterquality. One word. In America, people toss more than 250 million tons of litter away every year. Adopt a Spot and litter cleanup crews are just some of the unsung heroes keeping Tacoma clean. But underwater cleanups are needed too. Bottles, cans, fishing lures, tires, and all sorts of junk make their way into the depths of the Puget Sound waters. The Washington Scuba Alliance, along with volunteers from the JBLM Scuba Club, dived right in to reclaim trash tossed into the waters around Metro Parks Tacoma Point Defiance Marina during a cleanup earlier this month.
Literally a plethora of fishing gear and junk. In fact, already today we brought up one picnic table that was thrown over. This is our opening shot with the City of Tacoma and Metro Parks, because we're going to start working in partnership with them and a number of other government agencies to restore marine habitat around the waterfront, especially kelp bed restoration and eelgrass. And so far, everything's gone off without a hitch.
The cleanup netted more than 800 pounds of debris, including dozens of fishing lures, lost crab pots, and even a couple of picnic tables. 22 divers dragged the stuff up, along with a few hitchhikers. The event was coordinated with the WSA, Metro Parks Tacoma, and the City of Tacoma. With COVID restrictions relaxing, the WSA says the success of this cleanup will probably be repeated in the months to come. In addition to Commencement Bay, Wapato Hills is also an important ecosystem. The area supports plant and animal life, provides people with a beautiful location to take a walk, and you also get a look at an environment that once dominated the area.
It's a particularly great habitat for animals, lots of diversity, but it was also historically important to Native Americans who used the acorns for a food source, and they maintained the open savanna-like characteristics of the stands in order to facilitate hunting. It made for a more open environment. It would bring the animals in. They could also harvest the edible forbs that would grow in these open savanna areas, like camas, bracken fern. Also hazelnut is an associated shrub that was used, as well as the acorns themselves as a very important food source.
Remember, when you take to the trails, be respectful by packing out trash, staying on designated paths, and leaving nature the way you found it. To learn how to volunteer, visit the Metro Parks webpage or the City of Tacoma. Tacoma Venues and Events recently announced that the Tacoma Dome and the Greater Tacoma Convention Center have installed air purification technology to provide an improved indoor environment in both venues. Stacey Ellifrit has more on this as the community gears up to attend events in the future.
In an effort to address issues related to the pandemic, Tacoma Venues and Events worked with Atmos Air Solutions, an indoor air purification company that provides clean, green indoor air technology.
What they have provided us with is something called bipolar ionization technology. It literally suppresses airborne and surface microbials and pathogens, and of course, including viruses, which is what we're all concerned about today.
Tacoma Venues and Events received funding through the CARES Act and through Pierce County to install this equipment in both the Tacoma Dome and the Greater Tacoma Convention Center.
We're doing everything we can to ensure our guests feel comfortable returning and gathering again. And with that, we're right at the cusp of being able to do that. We can taste it, we can feel it. We're so excited. And the bonus is the system also reduces energy usage and operational costs.
In 30 minutes or less, this HVAC system exchanges the air and removes up to 99% of pathogens, including anything related to coronavirus. This is a key piece for Venues and Events' overall plans for reopening.
So the greater way forward was a series of protocols to reduce things like touch points and enhance overall guest experience when people came back to gather once again. It includes elements like the bipolar ionization, includes something called UVC sanitizing, which is basically light disinfection for surfaces, something called electrostatic sprayers, which is another way to disinfect surfaces.
The Greater Way Forward also includes adapting to a touchless experience. Food service and staff training have been adjusted. There's also an opportunity to pay for parking via the Flowbird app. This plan is helping Venues and Events become primed and ready to welcome guests back.
We have missed people so much. And I think we speak for everyone in the entire world. We've been apart for over a year, and we know there's a lot of pent-up demand to be together again, either for a meeting or a conference or a social activity or to experience live entertainment. We miss it so much.
In the past year, an adjoining hotel to the convention center, the Downtown Marriott, was also opened.
We're excited to get people walking across that bridge and experiencing the whole property now. You can stay right on site and attend meetings in the convention center.
These efforts focus on the safety of guests and making sure anyone can feel completely comfortable gathering in these venues as they are welcome back for events.
But more than that, our events generate hundreds of thousands of visits over the course of a year. And those people come, and they don't only come to our venues, they come and they stay in hotels, they go to our restaurants, they go to our shops, and they purchase things. There's a real economic impact as well, and we can't wait to welcome that back to Tacoma and Pierce County.
For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacey Ellifrit.
For more information about the venue's focus on guest safety, visit the Greater Way Forward at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center and returning to live events at the Tacoma Dome websites. The City of Tacoma has joined the U.S. Plastics Pact. The Pact's roadmap outlines specific actions and responsibilities to achieve a circular economy for plastics in the U.S. As an activator, the city joins other stakeholders in developing strategies towards specific targets to reduce plastic waste by 2025. This partnership allows for collective goal setting, an examination of product design for recycling and reuse. It also allows for long-term policy recommendations that can support a sustainable future for the Tacoma community. To learn more about the U.S. Plastics Pact, visit their website. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll learn about the benefits of solar energy. Stay with us. Welcome back to Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor. The City of Tacoma and Metro Parks Tacoma will not be holding any 4th of July events on Ruston Way properties, and there are no fireworks shows scheduled for this year. Based on reopening guidance from the governor's office and the timeline to produce a large gathering, the city and Metro Parks determined they could not move forward. However, both organizations hope that a celebration can be held later in the summer with appropriate guidance and planning time. And just a reminder, personal fireworks use is illegal in Tacoma. The fine for use of fireworks has increased to $513 this year, and the fireworks can be confiscated. The city encourages residents to find alternative ways to celebrate the holiday, such as a backyard barbecue, going out for a hike, or spending time with family. With an increase in vaccinations and a decrease in COVID exposure, more people are planning to travel this summer. The Tacoma Police Department urges residents to plan for safe travel by heeding a few common sense tips. Travel with another person, particularly when you're out at night. When asking for directions, first look for a police officer or another public employee like a bus driver. Walk with purpose and project an assertive and businesslike image. Criminals can be discouraged if you don't appear vulnerable or easily intimidated. Do not carry large amounts of cash. Use ATM and credit cards instead. If you must carry cash, separate it from your purse or wallet by carrying it inside clothing in a hidden pocket or money belt. Be careful and attentive when using a cash machine and protect your personal identification number. Never let someone see how much money you have in your wallet or purse. Don't wear expensive jewelry or watches when sightseeing. If you must wear jewelry or a watch, wear it inside your clothing. Pickpockets are often attracted to crowded places. They often work in teams of 2 or 3. One may create a distraction while another steals your wallet. So be wary of sudden commotion and anyone who bumps, shoves, or gets too close. By practicing these safe summer travel tips, you can help ensure your family enjoys a safe and enjoyable summer. Hoping to shine a spotlight on solar, Shiloh Baptist, winner of Evergreen Options' $50,000 renewable energy grant, hosted a community education event this month. As Annie Pansky reports, the church, seen as a pillar to the local African American community, is trying to rally the Hilltop neighborhood in a push towards renewable energy.
But the battery stores the power.
16-year-old Anthony Teeter is at Shiloh Baptist Church hoping to get his hands on what he calls the trendy technology.
I've thought about it before, but never really engaged in it.
The teenager is just one of many who came out to see how bright the future will be for Shiloh as the church prepares for a solar panel array on their rooftop, made possible with Tacoma Power's Evergreen Options Renewable Energy Grant.
This specific church is one of the oldest African American congregations in Tacoma. And, typically the solar and the green space, the representation of this community has not been significant.
Edwin Wanji started Sphere Solar Energy 6 years ago, dreaming of this moment. Growing up in Kenya, Wanji says he didn't have reliable electricity, and the electricity he did have was expensive. He wanted to find a way to fix that, but his answer didn't come the traditional way.
I was not a good student. Books didn't add up, so I was very hands-on. The way I got into this sector is because I went out and worked in the field with my hands. If that worked for me, someone else out there in the community, a young person might come and see, oh wow, we connected these 2 wires and used this solar panel, and all of a sudden we're creating electricity.
Everything that's needed to make electricity from the sun is here, on these tables, ready to be touched, played with, and explored. Everyone here behind these tables is ready to answer questions, from how much solar installers make to what kind of education is needed.
This is a new occupation.
A new occupation with room for diversity, says Marsha Beatty Hopkins. According to the Solar Foundation, in 2019, African Americans accounted for just 7% of the solar workforce. Pacific Islanders, just 1%.
So it's wide open for opportunities for the people, and sometimes the opportunity is not given to them because they don't know about it.
This event is just one example of how they're hoping to use their roof to inspire and engage the neighborhood, giving opportunities that historically they say weren't available to teens like Teeter.
I'm really glad I went, learned a lot, and hope maybe I can have a setup on my roof or something like that. I'm hearing a whole lot of pros and not a whole lot of cons.
For Tacoma Report, Annie Pansky in Tacoma.
Shiloh Baptist Church is expected to save between 35% and 55% on their energy bill once the panels are in place and producing. All the savings, the church says, will go right back into their outreach efforts, helping the community and providing opportunities like this educational event. Are you a Tacoma business owner or tax preparer? Or perhaps you may be thinking of opening a business in Tacoma. The Tax and License team offers free workshops focusing on Tacoma's tax and license requirements. The next date is on July 14th. Visit cityoftacoma.org/tax and license for more details. And finally, the Hilltop Diversity Program. You may remember in 2013, the program featured an anonymous donation of $100,000 for the purchase of 200 trees. The saplings were planted along the rights-of-way of Hilltop streets. Fast forward to 2021, walking by South Ernest Brazil Street, People's Park, and Hilltop businesses, you may notice some rather robust elms, oaks, and evergreens lining the tree-shaded sidewalks of the area. The care and tree maintenance over the years resulted in some trees grown to heights of 10 to 15 feet. That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report. A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Earlier in the program, we showed you some amazing underwater footage of the cleanup in Commencement Bay. Tacoma Report's own Dave Gordon, an experienced diver, was there to capture all of the doings that can only be seen 40 feet under the surface. As we leave you, here are some more great shots from Dave, including a bouquet of giant orange and white anemones clinging to the pilings in the Point Defiance Marina. They are also known as the underwater wildflowers of the Pacific, but probably best viewed underwater and not in a vase on your kitchen counter. Dave also found a cluster of shrimp in that same area. The correct term for a group of shrimp is a troop, or colony of shrimp. Until next time, I'm Laura Proctor. Thanks for watching.